Hey base builder, welcome back to another video with me, Astro Martian. In today's video, we get to do something super cool. Have you ever wanted to build your own mini game? Like, have you ever wanted to build a mini game? Like, for crying out loud. You sit down and picture something that is super cool and your friends could play it, and you're like, how do I get to do this? But I do not know how to write code. Then you're watching the right video. In today's video, I get to teach you vibe coding and how you could build a super mini app. And this is gonna be a game. And here's the crazy part about it. The idea is all about this game. It's called Nsolo here in Africa, Zambia. And it's a super cool app. Like, let me just show you how it's gonna work like and how the logic is all about. And I'm gonna explain the game to you and how we're gonna build it, an overview, and how so simple the steps will be. So follow along, grab your laptop and open your Visual Studio Code because that's the text editor we'll be using. And also make sure you have your GitHub Copilot, you have a GitHub account, Visual Studio all set up. That's all I need. And make sure you have the best documentation website out there on how to use and build apps, mini apps. And the only website out there is the base.org. Go to the base.org and put that up because that's what we're gonna be using, base.org for the documentations. So let's just jump right in and let's get started. Base up, let's build. Open up your Visual Studio Code. You're gonna use this icon here. So this toggle icon, chat. This is Copilot. So if you open up your Visual Studio, just look for this icon. So just click on it, and you have a chat section popped up. Make sure you're logged in. So you need to make sure you're logged in. Make a GitHub account, then it comes up with the GitHub account comes with a Copilot account. So just make sure you're logged in, and you won't have any problems. All right, so let's just open up and make sure then you're also in agent mode. So this ask mode, just pretty much have a look and make sure that you're in the section that says agent mode. Sometimes you will be interacting with the chatbot or the AI model, and you find that you're not in agent mode. So put it up in agent mode. Next thing you're going to need to do is go to your browser, make sure that you go to base.org, then a build app, and in the documentation, just make sure that you're in minikit, so build with mini. In the documentation, if you've watched my recent videos, we just run through on how to set it up and how to set up a minikit environment and how the process goes of building and verifying manifests and all that. But in this tutorial, I'm going to make it super simple. It will be so simple that by the time you realize that you're done, you're done. If that makes sense to you. All right, so we're just gonna grab this documentation of the link, go back to our Visual Studio Code, and talk to our agent saying, create a mini app. When you're dealing with vibe coding, you really want to be systematic about your approach. So you really want to write this down and draft just the whole idea and research so that you're really systematic on what you tell the AI, because here's a secret. The AI doesn't really know what you want to build if you do not know what you want to build. So you really want to know what you want to build in order for the AI to know what you want to build. So in other words, when you're vibe coding, you become more or less of a product manager. So you are a product manager when the AI bot is writing and assisting you with your code. But here in this video, you really do not need to know what exactly is happening. What I need is your creativity and idea. All right? So in this case, we are building the Nsolo game. So what's with this Nsolo game and what's all about the Nsolo game? So the Nsolo or Mancala is a popular game played here in Zambia, and it's popularly played by boys or men. All right, but nevertheless, it's more like chess. It's kind of like chess, and it has a lot of logic and mathematics involved, and that's why I picked it, and it's awesome. Using this documentation. We're gonna paste the documentation there. All right. Next step is that we could also guide it a little bit by just going back to the browser, the documentation, and just grabbing this, just grabbing that there. All right. You don't really need to know what's happening. Just understand that this code of line here initiates the environment or initiates the files that you will need in order to have your mini app ready. Okay, so you could just put it there. Okay, so what's going to happen is that your bot is your bot or agent is going to read this, and it's going to understand the documentation and now initiate the build. All right, so what we have to do is we could also say auto apply. We could say auto apply so that it does it automatically. Okay, so what I'm doing is that one of the models I'm using is just GPT-4 because it's free. You could use Claude Sonnet if you want to, but I will use GPT-4 because everything I want to use in this tutorial is free. So please do not feel any intimidation on finding hidden costs. There's no hidden cost in what I'm doing. Okay. All right, so you prompted up, run this command. You're just gonna say continue, okay? Oh, we could cancel this out. We could cancel this out, this welcome screen out, okay? It's not needed. So you understand that your command is being run there. Now it's npx. Okay, we're just gonna say okay. All right. So also just make sure that you have Node installed. There's Node installed. If you want me to make a separate video of how to make sure that your Node is properly installed, and I see a lot of people having problems with their administration access to making sure that Node could be installed on their laptops, and people are having some errors on why the Node would install. It's all about a PowerShell command. So we'll get into that later if you're facing such challenges, all right? So what would be the project name? We'll just call it mini game mode, okay? I'm just gonna call it mini game mode. That's the project name. My folder is mini games, by the way. My project name is mini game mode, okay? You need a Coinbase developer account, but it's optional. But if you're ready to take your project to production, I would highly recommend that you need to make a Coinbase developer account, and that will be really important. So for now, it's optional. I'll let it pass. Sharing almost data, yes, that will really help. It's going to really help Base improve. So I will share some data. Okay, we have the mini game. If you come here, you find that the mini game mode folder is ready. And so what do you do next from here? What do you do next from here, you're asking? All right, so what you're going to need to do now is go back to the documentation. Quickly just go back to the documentation, and we've already done this step here. What you want to do is this next step, right? So what you're going to need to do is just do the npm install and npm run dev. You don't really need to know what these are doing, but understand that we just want to understand what we really want to know is that is the minikit installed, and we say run the minikit, run the mini app. Run the mini app on local saver. All right. Oh, got my should be run. Okay, so it says yarn dev terminal. If we do that. All right, and we're gonna click that. So these are different commands on how to run it. So, but then highly recommend using npm run dev. So the first thing you're going to need to do is before you run this command npm run dev, just pay attention here. what you're going to need to do is make sure that you're in the right directory. Make sure that you're in minigame. You're in minigame mode. Right now, we're not in the minigame mode. Do you see that? We're in minigame. We're not in minigame mode. So what you're going to need to do is cd into the minigame mode folder. Then you're going to need to type in npm install. Okay, so just give it some time. So this step right here is all in the documentation. You could find that the first step we did was give the bot the documentation so that it understands the development process. Then the first step is that we create the minikit project by initiating this into the terminal. You could use the bot to help you out. Then right now what I'm doing is a fourth step right now. I'm in the fourth step in navigating to the project files and making sure that npm isn't stored, and then I can run npm run dev. This will initiate us to understand that the project is actually there and the minikit was successfully configured and installed in our project. Okay, back to the Visual Studio. It in there. Okay, so just make sure that packages are installed. This should be the last prompt you see once your npm is installed. So found 0 vulnerabilities. That's a super duper good sign. Okay, so now we continue. npm run dev. Once that command is placed in and you click enter, it should give you a local. It should give you a local host. This here cannot be shared by the public. Is just on your computer, so it's just local. It's just local hosted. All right. So once we click there, you follow the link. Just closing other windows. So you can go back to your VS Code. So it's compiling. It's compiling. So like I'm gonna have another emphasis on what we're doing this. So what we've done so far is that we've got the base documentation, followed the quick start steps, we've installed the minikit SDK onto our project file. We are now into the minigame mode file, and in this minigame mode file, we've installed npm, and now we're running this npm run dev in order to know if the minikit is actually configured in our project. So we're going back and making sure that the compiler is ready with our mini game, our mini app. All right, so Control-Shift-R, just to make it render quickly. Control-Shift-R, so you could see that you have a default screen, you have a default what can I call it? A default template. All right. And this assures you that the minikit is properly configured. You could connect your wallet, you could explore features, and you could add. So make a simple game. Okay, just testing that out. Okay, so everything seems to be working properly. The next step is that what we're going to do is we're now going to replace this template with the game that we want to place here. And the game that we want to place here is the game I've been sharing, okay? So we're going to replace it with our own game, right? We're going to implement this game right here, just using AI, all right? So now, how do we do this? So I'm going to bring up my documentation. I already prepared a systematic view on how we're going to do this. So I'm going to grab my notepad. And I prepared what I'm going to tell my bot. So like I said in the starting of the video, you really want to be systematic on how you approach your AI model. Even when you're vibe coding, it does save a lot of time and effort. You really do not need to understand the entire code base. You just really need to know what you really want to build. So I'm going to grab this. Okay. Copy this, and I'm going to go back to my VS Code and tell the bot, saying, using the page. Okay, so if you open here, you understand that you need to understand that your game is your game is in the page.tsx. This is where we're gonna place the game or whatever files you need to do, because this page.tsx here, you go on app and there's gonna be page.tsx. There's a reason why you're seeing this. Okay, so now we want to replace this template screen. Okay, so we're gonna go back there and say this. Using the page.tsx, remove the default, okay, the default template. Remove the default template by the minikit and replace it with a game called Nsolo. All right, and we're gonna paste the instructions that I prepared. Okay, so that's what I want for the game. And what we could do is apply. All right, so we're just gonna give it some time. It's working right now. Just give it some time. Okay. So while this is loading, I'm gonna show you some other features that we're gonna implement in the game, and what we really want to do is that I'm gonna get some color inspiration and a look of a game called Color Switch. So we're gonna make the traditional game look a little bit modern, and this is kind of the vibe I want to give it. This is kind of the vibe I want to give it. So I'm a game designer and game developer myself, so this feels super cool to do. And so let's just see on how we can incorporate this design into our traditional game today. Awesome. You need to really make sure that it's following your guidance steps, right? So here's what it's doing. So to replace the default minikit template in the page.tsx, the digital adaptation of the Nsolo game, I will remove the current demo components of what you were seeing. Look at how fast that is in Nsolo game, just right there and then. Okay, so next up, we're gonna test it. We're gonna test the game out. We're gonna test the game logic out. Okay, so here we go. Type scripts and everything is all good. Okay, tutorial. Okay, so here's the tutorial mode. Okay, so we're gonna test out and making sure that everything is okay. I'm gonna click on the tutorial mode. How to play Nsolo is a 2-player, 2 rows of holes, each with 2 stones. Flip a coin, decide who starts, pick any 2 stones from your row and drop them one by one into the consecutive holes left to right. If you load and land, if you land on a hole with stones, pick them up and continue distributing. All right, so we flip a coin. It says player 2 starts and all that. But then I really want to change the design. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna grab a picture. I'm gonna grab a picture of let's take a look. Let's take a look. Okay. Let's go with this. Okay, so I'm gonna grab a picture here of this design, and I'm gonna download it. Gonna save this and say game design. All right, I'm gonna save it in my downloads folder. Going back to my bot, and I'm gonna upload it. I'm gonna upload it. Just come here, just type there, right there. I'm just gonna say keep. Open this file folder. Okay, no, sorry. Back again. Okay, what you could do is just manually get it, manually get it if you want to. So I'm just gonna go to my downloads, grab this, paste it in, make the game color design like the picture shared. Make the game color design like the picture shared, okay? So it's just working on it. So look at how so simple and how so easy it is to come up with your own mini game. And how do you share this and how do you prepare it for Farcaster and the base app? It's so simple. Go watch the other video I did on how to prepare a manifest and all that. So all that comes in when you want to have ownership, when you want to put this on the app, when you want to put it on TBA and you really want to have ownership of the game you've designed. This is when you implement the manifest, and I have a separate video on that. Please go check it out. Super fun stuff. Make super cool creative, unleash your creativity, like unleash your creativity. Look at the freedom and look at how so simple it is, and making sure that you could achieve anything that you want to achieve, all through just stating specifications and exactly on what you really want to create. Okay, so coming back to what we're doing, you understand that to match the color of the design in your shared image, I will update Nsolo game board and stones to use a vibrant segmented colors like yellow and all that. Then what it will do is that it will update the board by rendering the styles in page.tsx to reflect this color scheme. And understand that I haven't written any line of code inside my project directory or my project file ever since we started, right? And all this is just being done via my agent, and I'm just using GPT-4. You could use exclusive AI models, but in this video, I just want to show you how so simple it is that any model, not even the highest standard models, could do this. And I'm just using GPT-4. And that's the power and possibility of the MiniKit SDK. It's extraordinary. All right, so like I would double check to see if the implementation was done and applied correctly. Going back and look at this. This is super nice. This is lovely. And we're done. Your game is done, and please, if you like and share this video, we get it to 300 views. I will drop more mini app videos and ways that you could have your mini app being distributed and shared, and how to grow your mini app. Thank you so much, and stay tuned. Astro Martian out.